Hello, everyone. Human relations is the art of connecting, communicating, and cooperating with others. And like any art, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. What truly accelerates your career, builds your influence, and elevates you to leadership roles are your people skills, your ability to work with, inspire, and relate to others. People skills, often referred to as interpersonal or emotional intelligence skills, are what separate good professionals from great ones. For instance, two individuals might be equally talented in their technical roles, but the one who can collaborate more effectively, manage team dynamics, and communicate clearly will likely be given more responsibility, leadership roles, and growth opportunities. Progress in any career doesn't happen in a vacuum. Promotions, partnerships, and leadership opportunities often come to those who can be trusted to work with others, to diffuse tension, to motivate teams, and to represent their organizations with maturity and empathy. Employers and decision makers are constantly evaluating not just what you do, but how you do it, how you respond to pressure, how you handle feedback, and how well you support those around you. Moreover, leadership is not just about authority, it's about influence. And influence is built on relationships. If people don't respect you, don't feel heard by you, or don't trust your intentions, they won't follow you, no matter how technically skilled you may be. On the other hand, someone with moderate technical ability but strong interpersonal intelligence can rally a team, manage conflict, and drive performance in ways that exceed expectations. In short, technical skills are the price of entry, but people skills are the currency of advancement. They determine not just how far you go, but how well you lead, how meaningfully you connect, and how deeply you are respected. Whether you're climbing the corporate ladder, launching your own venture, or building a community initiative, it's your ability to understand, influence, and inspire people that ultimately defines your success trajectory. Self-awareness is the first step toward improving interactions with others. Before we can effectively manage relationships with others, we must first learn to understand ourselves. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence and a critical starting point for mastering human relations. It involves recognizing your own emotions, behaviors, triggers, strengths, weaknesses, values, and communication style. When you are aware of how you think, feel, and act, and more importantly, how those elements affect the people around you, you gain the power to make more intentional, constructive choices in your interactions. Many people struggle in relationships because they operate on autopilot, unaware of how their tone, body language, or emotional responses come across others. A sarcastic comment, a dismissive glance, or even unspoken frustration can undermine trust and create unnecessary tension. With self-awareness, however, you begin to notice these patterns and can start to shift them. You can catch yourself before reacting defensively. Realize when you're projecting your own stress onto others and adjust your approach in real time. Self-awareness also allows you to understand your impact in a team or group setting. For example, are you someone who dominates conversations without realizing it? Do you withdraw when things get tense, leaving problems unresolved? Do your teammates perceive you as supportive or distant? These are difficult but essential questions, and the answers only come when we take the time to reflect, seek feedback, and look inward with honesty. Importantly, self-awareness is not about perfection or guilt. It's about clarity. It's about recognizing that you have blind spots, just like everyone else, and that growth begins the moment you become curious about them. Leaders with high self-awareness are more adaptable, more respected, and better able to manage diverse personalities and perspectives. They are also more empathetic because they understand how their own experiences shape their worldview and can more easily appreciate that others see things differently. Building self-awareness takes effort through journaling, mindfulness, honest feedback, and self-reflection. But the rewards are transformative. The more you understand yourself, the better you can regulate your emotions, communicate your intentions, and build genuine, effective connections with others. It is only by knowing ourselves that we can authentically relate to and lead others. Empathy allows us to understand and connect deeply with others' perspectives. Empathy is the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes, not just intellectually, but emotionally. It means seeing the world through another person's eyes, feeling what they might be feeling, and responding with genuine care and understanding. In the context of human relations, empathy is one of the most powerful tools we have. It bridges gaps between people, builds trust, and creates an atmosphere of respect and compassion. When you practice empathy, you go beyond surface level communication. You listen not just to respond, but to understand. You notice not just the words people say, but the emotions behind them. This deeper level of attention fosters connection and makes people feel seen, heard, and valued. And when people feel valued, they are more likely to cooperate and communicate openly. Empathy is especially important in moments of disagreement or conflict. Instead of rushing to defend your own position or proving someone wrong, empathy invites you to ask, or why might they feel this way? Or what experiences are shaping their reaction? This doesn't mean you always have to agree with others, but it does mean you're willing to consider their reality and treat it with dignity. Often, just showing that you care enough to listen without judgment can diffuse tension and open the door to meaningful dialogue. In professional settings, empathy is a hallmark of great leadership. Leaders who demonstrate empathy earn more respect, foster higher morale, and create more inclusive environments. They recognize when employees are overwhelmed, stressed, or discouraged, and they respond with support rather than criticism. In customer service, empathy builds loyalty. People remember how your company made them feel more than the specific product or service. Empathy also enhances teamwork. In diverse teams, when members come from different cultures, backgrounds, and belief systems, empathy is essential to navigating differences and finding common ground. It helps eliminate assumptions and reduces bias by encouraging curiosity instead of judgment. Even in everyday relationships, whether with friends, family, or strangers, empathy is what turns transactions into connections. It allows for kindness in difficult moments, patience in frustrating situations, and forgiveness when mistakes are made. It strengthens our ability to build bridges instead of walls. At its core, empathy is not about having the right answers. It's about being present, open, and willing to understand someone else's human experience. Effective communication and active listening are core human relation skills. Communication is the lifeline of all relationships. It is how we express thoughts, share ideas, clarify expectations, and resolve misunderstandings. Yet, despite how often we talk, write, or message, many of us struggle with truly effective communication. That's because good communication is not just about saying the right words. It's about making sure your message is understood as intended and received in the spirit it was meant. Effective communication requires clarity, honesty, and empathy. It means being aware of your tone, body language, and timing, as well as the emotional context of the conversation. Are you speaking in a way that encourages openness or defensiveness? Are you giving space for the other person to respond? Are your words aligned with your actions? These subtle dynamics often make the difference between connection and conflict. A critical part of effective communication is active listening, an often overlooked skill that transforms interactions. Active listening is not just waiting for your turn to talk. It involves giving someone your full attention, suspending judgment, and responding in ways that show you are truly engaged. This might include asking thoughtful follow-up questions, summarizing what the other person said to confirm understanding, or simply being silent and present so they feel heard. People are far more likely to trust and cooperate with someone who listens to them without interruption, assumption, or impatience. Listening creates a safe space for honesty and vulnerability. It tells people you matter. Your voice matters. Your voice matters. In professional environments, this can boost morale, strengthen team dynamics, and reduce costly misunderstandings. In personal relationships, it can deepen intimacy, foster mutual respect, and help resolve long-standing tensions. Miscommunication is one of the most common sources of conflict, and much of it stems from poor listening or unclear expression. We may assume others understand our intentions, or we may rush through conversations without verifying comprehension. Effective communicators don't leave clarity to chance. They check in, ask for feedback, and adapt their message based on the other person's needs and perspective. In leadership, effective communication is essential, not only for delivering instructions or feedback, but for inspiring, motivating, and uniting others. Great leaders are great communicators. They make people feel informed, included, and valued. They listen to concerns, acknowledge contributions, and articulate a vision that others want to support. Whether in a boardroom or around a dinner table, communication is the thread that weaves people together. When we learn to express ourselves clearly and listen with intention, we build stronger, more resilient relationships that can weather disagreement, support collaboration, and spark meaningful connection. In the journey of life and success, it's not just our intelligence qualifications or ambitions that carry us forward. It's our ability to relate to people, to connect on a human level, and to build bridges where others see walls. Mastering the art of human relations isn't a one-time achievement. It's a lifelong practice. It requires patience, humility, and the courage to look within. But the rewards are immeasurable. When we lead with empathy, communicate with clarity, listen with intent, and treat others with respect, we unlock doors that talent alone cannot open. Let us choose to be the kind of people who uplift, who inspire, and who bring out the best in others, not just because it leads to success, but because it creates a world where success is shared.